You're an expert, you're a professional. You spent years earning your qualifications for your CPA. So why does it feel like you're running on a professional treadmill that's permanently stuck at $200,000 or maybe even $300,000 or pounds a year? You feel like you've tried everything. You've raised your hourly rate, you've even rolled out the classic bronze, silver and gold packages, but the take-home profit just isn't there. What I'm going to show you today is the one fundamental mistake that is quietly draining millions of dollars of potential profit from your firm over its lifetime. And by the end of this video, you'll have the exact system to fix it. Does this sound familiar? Your day is a blur of compliance work, tax returns, bookkeeping, payroll, an endless cycle of deadlines. You're seen by your clients as a necessary evil. You're a cost centre that they have to pay for, not a strategic partner that they want to invest in. You've become a generalist in a sea of other generalists, which means that you're constantly and exhaustingly competing on price. You feel underpaid, overwhelmed, and you are tired of working endlessly for clients who just don't see your true value. These are what we call vampire clients. They're the ones that suck the life out of you with endless questions and demands, all for the smallest of fees. They don't appreciate you. This isn't just a feeling that you have, though. It is the mathematical reality of a broken business model. You've become an expert in a field that treats you like a commodity. Your core problem isn't your work ethic. It is the business model itself, because every client's work is treated as custom or one-off, or you have to make sure that you do a good job. So we have to actually throw our whole heart into it. And you never really truly refine the process because you're overworked and underpaid. You can't build that system. You're constantly reinventing the wheel for each new client, which is the very definition of inefficiency. You're trapped selling your time, whether it's by the hour, which is the absolute worst way to price your expertise, or maybe you're slightly better disguising it in fixed fee packages that are still fundamentally tied to the hours that you work. The model has a hard, unbreakable ceiling, and you cannot scale it without burning out or hiring an army of staff, which just eats up your already thin margins and drives you nuts. Here's the trap you're in visualized. You think, if I just work 10% more hours or take on 10% more clients, my profit will go up by 10%. But it doesn't really work that way, does it? Your complexity goes up, your stress also goes up, your admin burden goes up, but your profit margin gets thinner and thinner and thinner as you struggle to manage it all. You are on a path of linear or even diminishing returns. You are adding, not multiplying, and that is a game you cannot win. So let's break this down, because the story is right here in the numbers. Look at year one. Both firms start with the same $250,000 revenue, but the way they get there is completely differently. The generalist is juggling 100 clients for a small fee. The specialist has just 10. This is the first critical shift. Fewer, higher value relationships mean less complexity and way more focus. Now, watch what happens as we move forward. The generalist has to grind, adding more and more clients each year just to see a small bump in revenue. By year 5, they're managing 146 different clients. Think of the admin, the emails, the stress, and their profit has only crept up by $110,000. If you look at the Productise firm, though, it's on a totally different trajectory because they have a scalable system. Their revenue explodes, crossing $1 million by year 5. And the profit? Well, with a healthy 50% margin, they're clearing over $500,000 in that year alone. But here's the number that should really get your attention. The cumulative opportunity cost. This is the total profit you have left on the table. By the end of year 5, that number is over $1.1 million. And this doesn't even account for the final catastrophic cost, the value of your business. A traditional service firm is currently going to sell for 1-2 times, if you are absolutely lucky, of its annual revenue. A productized, system-driven business, though, can command valuations of 7 or 8 times revenue or even more. That isn't the $1 million mistake. It's not one single error. It's 5 years of them compounding every single day you stick to the old way of doing things, the old model. So what is the fix? Well, it's a concept called productization. This is the process of taking your expertise, your unique skill, your proven process, your specialized knowledge, and packaging it into a standardized, marketable product that delivers a specific outcome for a specific price. Think of it this way. You're not selling the act of cooking anymore. You're selling the recipe book. You're not a private chef for one person. You're a food brand that can serve many people at one time. And let's be very clear about what this is not. It's not about becoming a cold, impersonal factory. It is not about losing the personal touch that makes you a great advisor. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's about standardizing your process so that you can spend more of your valuable time delivering that high impact personalized advice during the key moments of your engagement. You systemize the delivery to humanize the relationship. When you make this shift, 4 things happen almost immediately, transforming your entire business. First, scalability. You finally break the link between your hours and your revenue. You can serve 10 clients or 100 clients with the same core system without a proportional increase in your workload or your stress levels. Secondly, your profitability. Your margins explode. You move from selling your time to selling a valuable, repeatable asset. This is how you achieve those 40%, 50%, or even 60% profit margins that we saw in the table I shared with you. Next, we have positioning. You are no longer a generalist. You become a specialist with a sought-after expert with a signature system. Clients seek you out for your specific system, and price becomes a secondary concern for them. Next, we have predictability. No more roller coaster revenue. You have a defined offer with a fixed price, leading to predictable income streams, especially if you build what we now know as a recurring subscription model. You can finally forecast your business with confidence. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, it is a 3-step system. Step 1 is isolate your genius. You cannot be everything to everyone. That's the path of being a low-price commodity. You need to find your niche. Yes, I know you've heard it before, but you do. You need to find your niche. So ask yourself these 3 critical questions. First, what is the single problem that my client asks me to solve most often? I want you to look through your emails, through any call notes that you have. What is the recurring theme that people ask for help for? Secondly, what service do you provide that delivers the most transformative result? When have clients been truly overjoyed with the outcome? You will know they will have said thank you. And third, where do you have deep, undeniable expertise that few other people possess? Maybe it is cash flow forecasting for e-commerce brands. Maybe it's tax strategy for real estate investors. Maybe it's a bigger, longer term advisory offering, helping lawyers sell and exit their firm. You have to define the specific problem you're solving for a specific person. And this is the non-negotiable foundation of your entire Productise business. Step 2 is all about engineering your offer. Once you know the problem, you build the solution as a product. This means defining a fixed scope. You have a clear, repeatable process and specific, tangible deliverables. For example, your e-commerce cash flow forecaster product might include a 90-minute strategic kickoff call. You could have a standardized data import process using a specific template. You could apply your proprietary forecasting model that you've built in a spreadsheet or even maybe some software. And of course, we have the monthly 30-minute review call to discuss the results of this program. That's it. You must have pre-written guidelines in what is in scope, just as importantly as what is out of scope. This single document kills scope creep forever, and you can offer this as a one-time project like a financial health audit or as a recurring subscription, which is the holy grail for creating predictable growing revenue. And then step 3 is the most important mindset shift of all. You have to price for value, not for time. The hourly rate is irrelevant. The number of hours it takes for you to complete the work is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the value of the outcome for your client. So if your tax strategy playbook product reliably saves your ideal client $50,000 in taxes, well, that's worth $5,000, $10,000, or even $15,000 in its own, right? It's a complete no-brainer for the client. They're making a 10x return on their investment. People will do that time and time again. And what happens is you're no longer billing for work you've already done either. You're offering a fixed price for a defined result, and you're collecting that fee up front. That's really key. This single shift is what separates the six-figure grinder from the seven-figure business owner. You are finally pricing your expertise, not the amount of time and your labor that you put into it. And this isn't just a nice idea. Companies are building empires on this exact model. If you have a look at Gaines Accountants here in the UK, they just packaged up and delivered their expertise in a smarter, more scalable way. And now they charge $2,500 to $3,000 a client a month, specialising in helping food and beverage businesses. And what they do is help those food and beverage businesses increase sales, maximise profit, and streamline operations. They help them build those hyper-profitable chains of restaurants and cafes that they claim are a joy to run. So now you're at a crossroads. You can continue down the path of generalist, grinding for every dollar, competing on price and wondering why you're not growing, or you can take the first step down a new path, the path of the specialist, the path of the product owner. It's the fundamental difference between running a job that owns you and building an asset that serves you. The choice is yours. So if you're done with the old way and you're ready to become a highly paid, sought-after advisor, I have put together a free resource to help you start. It's all about productizing your service. It's a simple, few-page guide that walks you through the steps we covered today, and you can start engineering your first productized offer this week. Click in the link below and download it now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.